You gotta do your research, but sometimes you just gotta focus on something you like and stick with it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I agree with you, Mister. And that's it's can be a problem whenever you are investing and you have a plan, and then since we're so involved on X and we're seeing different ETFs and different investing strategies, we can get distracted from our own plan sometimes. So it's important to write down what your investment strategy is and your plan and make sure you keep track. Because for me, I'm all about building up my position of GPIX. I've been for last year and this year. That's all I buy every month. That's my plan because I know that's what's going to help me reach financial freedom is through that ETF. And the newer ETFs are cool. I'm looking at QUSA, but the holdings are sort of like you you have to look at them. There's a few names that I'm not even familiar with that are 5% of the ETF. So it's sort of weird. It's cool to add a few shares, but don't get distracted from your main investment plan by adding a bunch of stuff because we've all done it. I've done it when I was early on, and then as I matured and got my plan in line, I had to get rid of some stuff that it didn't really need just to make sure my portfolio would run smoother. This is something to think about.
Hey, no, I love the way you put that, bro, because that's real talk right there. Because I'll be honest, man, like you said, bro, like with investing, and so you got to be careful from chasing every shiny object that pops up in your news feed and on every Twitter post. You know what I'm saying? For sure, because as much as like you said, I got my game plans and everything, and I have my main convictions in certain investments, but I'll admit I definitely get caught in, ooh, that looks nice and that's moving. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, definitely want to stray away from doing that too much. I'm glad you threw that out there. And it was GPIX was the one you was talking about. I think I said the wrong one earlier.
Yeah, GPIX is the S&P 500 fund, and
Okay.
GPIQ is the Nasdaq 100. Which they're still great, and no matter which one you tag with or go with, I mean they're my favorite income ETFs. But yeah, just do your research. Yeah, definitely.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Yeah, no, like I said, man, I appreciate everything you do, bro.
Yeah, that's also why I look at top holdings too as well. If I don't know a company just by the ticker or just the name, I'll actually go and do a little more research on that company to make sure like that being in its top 10 holding is actually beneficial for that ETF. So that's also one of the reasons why I haven't just like fully thrown more money into that QUSA because I too don't know every last ticker in there. And so I have to look like deeper into each of those to figure out like am I comfortable with allocating more money or ticking up my like 170 a week to like 200 a week. I gotta make sure it's gonna be worth it. After all, so like before I tell people like actually go buy an ETF that I think is solid, I always tell them look at the top holdings and see if you know those. If you don't know those, then probably you shouldn't be buying it that on that moment. You should probably be looking deeper into that top 10 holdings and the weighted area too as well. And so it's kind of a little bit deeper. Like they make ETFs sound like really simple, which they are, but there are also still a little bit of research to, you know, do with these ETFs. Otherwise, you'll get burned or end up losing more money, or you find yourself in a sticky tax situation.
Yeah, no, I completely feel you on that. Definitely got to do your due diligence and deep dive on anything you invest in. It's the same with crypto, man. There's so many damn cryptocurrencies popping out left and right, and everybody behind closed doors pumping up everything. So it's like, you gotta do your research and be careful with all that. You know what I'm saying? For sure. Hey, what's good with you though, prolific? How you feeling about the markets and everything today? What's up with you, my guy?
Man, I had a fucking spaces this morning that was fucking bananas. So now I'm dealing with, I'm still recovering from that shit. But yeah,
Oh
I'm not
yeah.
charting today. I
What
ain't.
what how'd that go? What happened with that?
Ah, man, nothing happened, man. Like, we were trying to come out and throw out a couple of points and shit like that, and then I guess some Wall Street dude came up in there, and he's pretty much saying the same thing that I'm saying. He's just saying it with a better vocabulary type shit. And yeah, as some people were feeling it, some people wasn't feeling it, but either way, it's all good for good publicity, regardless. So, but it ain't nothing but a chicken wing, man. I'm just, you know, trying to figure this shit out, man. Like I keep telling people, man, I'm trying to preserve capital. I ain't trying to get capital. Like that shit is over for me. I'm trying to figure out where I can make something really happen, like what these big ass institutions are really doing. But yeah, bro, I just been cool with some real shit.
Well, you kind of glitched out at the end. What'd you say?
Nah, I'm just cooling today. And that's it, man. I ain't doing too much. I ain't charting. Price is stuck in the range right now. I don't see anything nothing on the charts coming in saying that this is gonna start booming tomorrow. So, I think we're just gonna trend sideways for a minute until we start figuring out what's going on with price, and then we do what we do. Price finds its discovery, and then we make our money.
Hell yeah, no, I appreciate you, man. I feel it.
Nah, no doubt,
Yeah.
bro.
I'll go ahead, prolific.
No. I was done. I was just saying, good looking to him. Um, yeah, what were you
Yeah,
saying?
I like when you say preserve capital, right? Because I took some heat from some people I knew this week when Palantir, not crypto, took off again, and I sold at like 110, right? I think I had like a $9 average, and I sold at 110. And somebody messaged me and they're like, "Oh, don't you wish you held? It's at 127, pushing 130." And I said, "Nope. I was happy with the $10 to $11,000 I made, and I pieced out." Right? I'm about building capital.
Yeah, bro, that I feel like a lot of people, especially within the new realm of investing, they think that because Bitcoin went up 150%, that you fucking made 150%. If you don't hit that sell button, you're not capitalizing on no gains. You're subject to the volatility. And, like I was trying to say earlier, these guys control the system. So if you, God forbid, you ever get cancer, you need to buy food, your kid gets hit by a car, you get hit by a car, all this shit that goes on in this fucking world where we're going to need to pull something out of our pocket. I hope you have enough to make it fucking happen.
Yeah, so sometimes I think that we were talking about lessons learned. That's the hard part. I've held a lot of things, probably 2 to 3 days longer than I should have. Still made decent capital, decent gains. But sometimes you just gotta run your own program and be okay with where you're at. And if somebody else makes an extra $4,000 because they held a little bit longer, great. But I
Yeah,
was up,
congratulations.
100 times.
Congratulations. Let me ask you a question about that whole entire Palantir thing, because I find that that ticker right there very interesting. Um, and shit, there's even a lot of talks that this could possibly go up to $1,000. How do you feel about that?
I don't really know. I wish the company the best. I personally think the market cap and the hype is a little bit overblown. Um, after I sold, I really stopped kind of following what they were doing and took my money and put it somewhere else and didn't look back. I can't worry about it anymore.
No, I completely agree with you. I just, wanted to get the sentiment because you was in there. I was looking at it to jump in. I was waiting for a nice little pullback to jump in, but yeah, I also was thinking on the background. I was like, man, maybe this is starting to get a little overblown. Might want to just let it ride out.
I mean, and I'm not saying this, I know a lot of people that are still in it and are still buying. I just think that they're priced too high. And I hope for the people that are in it at this price, like you talk about Bitcoin, when the people that had been in it from the start aren't necessarily buying it hand over fist right now. And I think Palantir is the same way. Um, for those of us that were in it low, we've made our money, we're out. I hope it succeeds. I hope people that are buying it now make their bank. But it's just too high risk reward for me at $130 a share right now. I don't think they're proven to justify their market cap and the hype.
It's a very interesting perspective there.
But I could be wrong, right? I I could be that guy that just cashed out, like the guy that bought pizza with Bitcoin, right? I might in 18 months I might be and it's at 1,000. I might be wishing I held, but
Yo, I
uh,
was saying that with that steak and shake thing. I was like, yeah, these people are paying 27,000 sats for a burger right now until that 27,000 sats is worth fucking $1 million. And your ass paid $1 million for a hamburger that you shitted out 24 hours later.
Bro, that's crazy. Yeah, I seen that burger thing. I'm like, nah, man, I'm straight. It's cool,
Yo,
they're coming out with new ways to, use your
it's, it's,
Bitcoin.
it's, it's dying, my guy. The only reason why they did that is so they could try to capitalize the hype. And they're taking Bitcoin payments, but they're converting it into cash immediately because they're a dying company right now. They cannot even afford the risk. So it's purely a hype speculation train right now.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, you got to watch out for that too, man. Yeah, you can't get sucked into the hype.
Got you buying cheeseburgers for fucking for sats now, bro.
Oh shit! Pizza and cheeseburgers, man. That's wild.
That's probably going to be the next the narrative. Like, it was like, oh man, and this is the cheeseburger seller. Like they spent all these sats on cheeseburgers.
Yeah, that's wild, man. That's wild.
it kind of reminds me of now you can finance your Uber Eats orders. Like I
What?
just
That's crazy, isn't it? Isn't that fucking crazy? Yeah, I can't believe that they told you could do a fucking payment plan on a $25 meal. That's crazy.
Oh yeah, I missed that one. That's wild.
They
yeah,
still
you
doing it.
can make 3 or 4 equal payments for your Uber Eats order now.
Damn, dog. They reaching.
And that goes to show you how far they're reaching right now. So that's why, my whole entire spiel with everything is just be careful right now. Like, I might be wrong, and I'm welcoming the wrong. Like, I would love to be wrong, but, be careful because these dudes are, they're good at infamous at pulling the wool over your eyes so that you could fucking get chopped up by the knees.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that, man. And especially when they're reaching like that, dog. It's like, damn, what's caused you to start opening up them kind of doors?
Shit, what was even worse is that motherfuckers took out Coachella tickets. And shit, none of them couldn't even afford that shit. Now, like I said, bro, money's getting tight. Everybody's looking at this fake data that's coming through the pipelines right now, and they're all like, "Oh, everything is okay." And April, our CPI numbers came in okay, but realistically, right now, UPS is cutting. Fucking Walmart just hiked their prices. Like, bro, this ain't looking good overall. You know. So I'm just with my popcorn right now waiting. I'm like this is a movie.
Yeah, no, man, I feel you. There's definitely a lot of red flags and signs popping out left and right. That definitely puts you in position to like, like we were saying earlier, man, it's like, yeah, you can look at it as opportunities, you know, to buy a burger for sats or to buy that medical, you know, property thing because it's cheaper now, or you know what I'm saying, or whatever it may be. But that could also turn around and bite you, you know what I'm saying, just as much as it could be positive. So it's like, yeah, you gotta read between the lines for sure when it